Welcome back to RV News, the channel where we bring you the latest real-time updates on the Iraqi dinar, Vietnamese dong, and all major developments tied to the global currency revaluation movement. If you're holding IQD or VND or have been closely watching the revaluation journey over the years, then today's update is exactly what you've been waiting for. For the first time, live IQD and VND exchange rates are now visible across multiple banking platforms, and most notably, exchange windows have opened nationwide. This is not a drill. Momentum is building fast across major U.S. and international banks, with major implications for holders of these currencies. Stay tuned as we break down exactly what's happening, how it's unfolding, and what steps you should take right now. As of this morning, multiple credible sources and insider confirmations are reporting that major U.S. banks, including Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, and Citi, have updated their internal foreign currency systems to reflect live IQD and VND rates. These rates, while not yet reflected across public retail screens or websites, are now visible to tellers and branch managers through Tier 1 and Tier 2 banking terminals. Several individuals who went into branches today shared confirmations that the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong are now showing tradable rates, though full redemption appointments are still required in most cases. The most exciting news? Exchange desks are now operational, with scheduled redemptions being processed in real time under tight confidentiality. We have been tracking whispers and coded memos across financial systems for weeks, especially through the Central Bank of Iraq and Vietnam State Bank announcements. Over the last 24 hours, systems that were offline or pending rate updates began to refresh with stable and fixed rate values, suggesting we are finally seeing the long-anticipated live transition to the global QFS quantum financial system. The rates aren't fluctuating like typical Forex movements. Instead, they are posting with confidence, stability, and time-stamped verification, which is typically a clear sign that we are dealing with contract rate rollouts rather than volatile open market testing. What does this mean for the average currency holder? If you hold Iraqi dinar or Vietnamese dong, this is likely the window of opportunity you've been preparing for. Exchange windows are reportedly open in all U.S. time zones, from the East Coast financial hubs like New York City and Miami to West Coast centers like San Francisco and Seattle. In between, cities like Dallas, Atlanta, Chicago, and Denver are also participating. Notably, private exchange centers and Tier 1 bank locations with currency desks are scheduling appointments for redemptions. And in some high-volume areas, walk-ins are being accepted on a limited basis. The information being shared includes reports of Tier 4B appointments being honored. This tier includes internet-based currency holders who are not part of large institutional groups. Many of these individuals have received email or text confirmations of their exchange eligibility and are being routed to specific redemption centers. Instructions typically include a requirement for two forms of identification, currency verification, and an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, that prohibits discussing the rates or process publicly. These NDAs are standard protocol for high-level transactions involving revalued currencies. The key highlight of today's update is that the IQD is showing live values upwards of $3.50, and the VND is reflecting a stable figure close to 47 cents, depending on the institution. While these are not the long-speculated contract rates, which may be higher, they reflect a significant gain over the historical program rates that pegged the dinar at around 1,190 IQD to the dollar, and the dong at 23,000 plus VND to the dollar. This shift alone implies a major overnight revaluation of both currencies. And if you are holding even modest amounts, the gains could be life-changing. Importantly, the Central Bank of Iraq has remained silent in official press releases, but the in-country rate was quietly updated earlier this week, triggering speculation that an international rate parity update was imminent. Today's confirmation of live international rates lends strong support to that theory. Iraqi citizens have reported increased activity in their local banking branches, including the distribution of newly designed lower denomination notes, which is typically a hallmark of monetary reform. These new notes are easier to use in daily commerce and hint at a transition from a largely dollarized economy to one where the IQD can hold sovereign strength. Meanwhile, the Vietnamese government and State Bank of Vietnam have been steadily preparing for international financial alignment. Over the last few months, Vietnam has signed bilateral agreements with multiple trading partners, including Russia, China, and the European Union, focusing on currency exchange modernization. The live posting of the Dong and International Bank screen signals that Vietnam may now be fully synchronized with the global basket realignment, especially in light of the BRICS expansion plans, which have emphasized gold-backed settlement systems and economic sovereignty for developing nations. Multiple redemption centers across the United States have quietly activated over the past 48 hours. Security has increased, with some centers guarded by private contractors or federal agents. This is not to alarm the public, but to protect the integrity of the transition. These facilities are being used to process higher volume redemptions, particularly for individuals exchanging millions or even billions of IQD or VND. These centers offer secure verification, legal services, wealth management introductions, and in some cases, structured payout options to mitigate tax burdens or market volatility. Let's address the skepticism head-on. Some may wonder, if this is truly happening, why isn't it on CNBC or Bloomberg? The answer lies in the strategic containment of this event. The Revaluation is not designed to be a public media event. It is, by its nature, a behind-the-scenes reset of financial systems designed to restore balance and equity to global trade. Broadcasting this process in real time could invite currency arbitrage, fraud, and international instability. That's why trusted sources within the financial community, private bankers, currency dealers, and redemption insiders have become the true messengers of this unfolding story. Social media platforms and private intel groups have been buzzing with confirmed appointments, screenshots of banking screens, and testimonies from successful exchanges, though most are respecting NDAs and refraining from posting sensitive data. One common thread among all shared experiences is the requirement to maintain total confidentiality post-exchange, reinforcing how critical operational secrecy remains to the integrity of the process. There are reports that Treasury-backed assets have begun moving through new digital ledgers, including tokenized precious metals, which are rumored to back these new asset-backed currencies. The reappearance of IQD and VND on public Forex indicators has also triggered a wave of interest among institutional traders and hedge fund monitors. This surge in visibility is a major signal that we're now crossing from speculative territory into real-time, live liquidity events with fiat convertible asset-backed currencies in play. So what should you do now? First, if you haven't already, double-check your currency holdings. Ensure that your notes are authentic, in good condition, and preferably in original bundles if possible. While redemption centers can process a wide variety of notes, having pristine documentation and clarity of origin can help speed up verification. Second, do not rush to a bank branch without first verifying if that location is currently processing redemptions. Use your bank's customer support or insider contacts to get clarity. Some banks may redirect you to private centers or schedule a future appointment. Third, be prepared with documentation. A valid government-issued ID, a secondary proof of address, like a utility bill or bank statement, and any trust or LLC paperwork if you intend to exchange under an entity. It is also wise to have a secure digital or physical location to store funds post-exchange, as large transfers may require custodial banking or temporary holding accounts with legal oversight. For those planning large redemptions, consider requesting a private wealth management consultation as part of your appointment. Many redemption centers have partnered with private banking teams to offer wealth preservation advice, estate planning, tax strategy, and philanthropic structuring for those with high net proceeds. This could be the key to protecting and growing your new wealth in a sustainable and secure way. Let's also highlight that this process is rolling out in phases. Not everyone will be called or able to exchange on the same day. Stay calm, stay informed, and follow verified instructions. Panic or premature moves can lead to missed opportunities or compliance flags. The system is designed to prioritize orderly, fair, and safe redemptions across all holders. If you are part of a group or tier, follow the instructions given to you by your contact. If you are an independent holder, keep your lines of communication open and monitor updates from trustworthy channels like RV News. As we close this vital update, it's worth reflecting on how long this journey has been. Years, some would say decades of research, faith, patience, and resilience have led to this moment. The live visibility of IQD and VND rates is not just a digital update. It's a financial milestone. It signifies the re-entry of sovereign currencies into global circulation at fair value. It marks the rise